So you want to start a newsletter for your personal brand, for your business, whatever, and you're wondering, what should I call it? Here's the short answer. Don't call it anything. Nobody cares. Calling it nothing is probably better than calling it something. Let me explain. Here's the most important thing to understand. Nobody wants a newsletter. They're not sitting there thinking, how can I get more emails? They want you, whether that's your insights or your product or your personality, just to spend time in that parasocial relationship. So if you ask someone, do you want another email? They're going to say no. But if you offer them something they want, whether it's, hey, can I send you an email with the insights from this week? Can I send you an update when I make a new thing that I think you're going to enjoy? That's something they're maybe interested in. You're not calling it the whatever newsletter by Will Staunton. You're just calling it, hey, I'm going to send you an email. So if you're putting something in a title field or whatever, call it whatever people call you. Your name, your company name. Keep it very, very simple. I can already hear some of you saying, but I've got a great name. It's the perfect pun. It's so hilarious and it's so perfect and my audience is going to love it. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's great. It's probably the best name ever come up with for any newsletter. If you're really attached to it and it's going to break your heart to let go, then here's where to use it. One, put it as a subheader to your own name in promotional materials. If you're sharing it somewhere and it's going to show a meta image, it's going to be Will Staunton and then XYZ newsletter. You don't want to make it XYZ newsletter by Will Staunton. Remember, they're here for you. Second, you can put the name in a little banner at the top of your email. Half of these people aren't going to enable images in Gmail anyway, so it doesn't matter. Third, you can put it after your name in the from line of the email. So it would go like from Will Staunton bar XYZ newsletter, something like that. Here's where not to use it. One, don't put it first in the from field. You don't want it XYZ newsletter bar Will Staunton. People are looking for reasons to ignore emails. How many emails did you ignore today? If you don't instantly recognize who it's coming from, they're skipping it. Second, this one's important. When you're talking about it, don't talk about the XYZ newsletter. Hey, do you want to sign up for the XYZ newsletter? Talk about what it is, not what it's called. I'm going to say, put your email in here and I will send you concrete advice on how to make a newsletter, how to build an audience, how to connect with those people, yada, yada, yada. My pitch. Smooth, right? Here's something you need to hear. If you're starting a newsletter, you're going to need to hear this over and over again, and it will take time to sink in. You have to be ready to kill your darlings. If you're a creator already, you've probably experienced this. You make something you think is incredible, groundbreaking, the best thing you've ever done, and it totally tanks with your audience. Because your audience only cares about what they get from you. If your ideas make them feel good or make them money, they're going to come back. Everything that doesn't make them feel good or make them money, they couldn't care less about. If you get artistic value from creating something, you don't have to give a shit about the audience. That's fine. But if your goal is to convince your audience to do something, put in their email, buy a product, press a button, whatever, you want as few distractions as possible between what you're talking about and them executing on that job. Here's how I've come to understand this point, that newsletter names don't matter. We've renamed Michael Girdley's newsletter from One Interesting Deal to Girdley World to the Michael Girdley Small Business MBA. Clearly too long. Now it's called Girdley's Letter. At first, I was worried, what if this new branding turns people off? What if we lose people? What if they're less interested? The newsletter goes out once or twice a week to 40,000 people. So we've sent literally millions of emails. And I think I've gotten about 3 pieces of feedback where people are saying like, yeah, cool name. I'm sure 99.9% of readers didn't even notice we changed the name. If they did notice, they definitely don't care. So here's your takeaway. Your name is your newsletter brand. You should not be building a separate sub-brand for your newsletter. It should be synonymous, indistinguishable from you. People are subscribing to you, not to the XYZ newsletter. They're not going to remember the XYZ newsletter. They're going to remember your name. Focus all your energy on delivering the best possible products that you can, not on coming up with some clever pun. I'm trying out some YouTube videos because I think that there's a lot of YouTubers out there that could probably benefit from having a newsletter, and a lot of you probably don't know where to start. So hit subscribe, get in touch in the description, reach out if you have questions. If this helped, great. Thanks. Bye.